Harry is whipped. Do you know the expression
I'm
whipped?
familiar with the phrase.
I won't use the full expression. But Harry is whipped like no person I think I've ever seen. I'm not a fan of Meghan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. And I wasn't right from the beginning.
Said
I think
to
poor
you.
Harry is being led around by his nose, okay?
You think it's going to end?
I do. I've been a very good predictor, as you know. I predicted almost everything. It'll end, and it'll end bad. And I wonder if Harry's going to go back on his hands and knees and say, please, you know, I think Harry has been led down a path.
If you were the Queen, is it at the stage now, would you remove their royal title?
I would. The only thing I disagree with the Queen on, probably one of the only things ever, is that I think she should have said, if that's your choice, fine. But you no longer have titles, you no longer... And frankly, don't come around. He has been so disrespectful to the country.
Trump just went off on Meghan Markle and Prince Harry like never before, no filter, no holding back. On live TV, he brutally called out their behavior, disrespect toward the royal family, and even predicted their future. What's shocking is that many in the UK are fully backing him. This isn't a new rant. Trump's criticized Meghan and Harry for years, but this time, he went all in. Their treatment of their families, especially their disrespect toward the Queen, has enraged many, and Trump is speaking out loud what a lot of Brits feel but are too afraid to voice.
Yes, of course Trump is divisive. Think about just female voters alone, right? I mean, like, I think it was in 2012, like, the Republican Party lost the female vote by 12 points. That's a huge number. And with as misogynistic as Trump is and so vocal about it, that's a huge chunk of it. You're not just voting for a woman if it's Hillary just because she's a woman, but certainly because Trump has made it easy to see that you don't...
Donald Trump just let loose on Meghan Markle like never before, pulling no punches and speaking his mind with brutal honesty on live TV. He slammed Meghan as disrespectful, manipulative, and completely controlling over Prince Harry. The most savage line? Harry is whipped like no person I've ever seen. Trump made it clear that he believes Harry has completely lost himself, blindly following Meghan without realizing the damage she's caused. He didn't sugarcoat it, bluntly predicting that their relationship is doomed and, when it ends, it will end badly. This bold warning has turned heads, and the British public is paying attention. Many in the UK agree with Trump, having watched Meghan and Harry step away from their royal duties, trash their family in interviews, and turn their backs on the monarchy. They believe Meghan has completely changed Harry, pulling him away from everything he once stood for.
Harry and Meghan Markle chimed in on the U.S. election and essentially encouraged people to vote for Joe Biden. I want to get your reaction to that.
I'm not a fan of hers. And I would say this, and she probably has heard that, but I wish a lot of luck to Harry.
If Trump is right, what happens next? Well, it could get even more intense. Trump's not alone in his harsh assessment of Meghan Markle's treatment of the royal family. It's not just his opinion, it's how millions in the UK feel. Meghan's actions have been seen as not just bad but horrible and unforgivable. And can you blame them? King Charles and the late Queen Elizabeth endured a lot, but Meghan and Harry turned their backs on the monarchy, airing private family drama for the world to see and painting the royals in the worst possible light. And why? For attention, a Netflix deal. Trump didn't hesitate to point out that Queen Elizabeth, one of the most respected figures in history, was deeply hurt by their actions during her final years. That alone is enough to spark fury in the UK. The public sees it as a deep betrayal, the disrespect, the humiliation, the complete disregard for the family who raised Harry. It's no wonder Brits are rallying behind Trump, he's just saying what many have been thinking. But if you think that's bad, wait until you hear what Meghan did next.
But somebody else who's not coming, of course, is Meghan. Meghan is not coming. Harry's coming. We understand it's a complete in, out, like within 2 hours after the service, he'll be gone. But I kind of think maybe we're better off without Meghan coming.
Well, I think that she has been very disrespectful to the Queen, frankly, even during that time. I mean, how can you be disrespectful to the Queen? The Queen was incredible for years, for decades and decades. She never made a mistake. Think of it. With all of the people that you watch them and you see they make lots of mistakes, if they're famous people or not famous people. But I don't know, I can never think of a mistake
No.
she made. She was never controversial.
Meghan Markle didn't just disrespect the Queen, she mocked her. That infamous curtsy imitation wasn't just in bad taste, it was a slap in the face to a woman who dedicated 70 years to serving her country. Trump didn't hold back, calling Meghan completely lacking in class, and millions of Brits agree. But here's where it gets even worse, Meghan seems to think she can take down the monarchy. The arrogance is off the charts. Does she really believe she can destroy an institution that has stood for centuries? Trump and many others see her as nothing more than an attention seeker who overestimated her own influence. For the British public, this is infuriating. They grew up respecting the Queen, the monarchy, and its traditions. Seeing Meghan mock it all as if it were a joke is simply unacceptable. Trump is calling her out, and the UK is right behind him. The big question is, will anything actually be done about it? Love him or hate him, Trump doesn't play games, he says exactly what's on his mind, no sugarcoating, no political double talk. And when it comes to Meghan and Harry, he's voicing what many are thinking, but are too afraid to admit.
With her, I tell the story. They said, "Who was your favorite president?" "Oh, they were all great. They were all great." I said, "Who? But did you like Ronald Reagan the best?" "Oh, I liked them all very much." "What about Richard Nixon?" "Oh, I thought he was wonderful." Then I said, "Who was your favorite prime minister?" And she said, "Just fabulous people, every one of them. But wasn't it Winston Churchill?" "Oh, I liked him very much." And I'm saying to myself, this is so smart because there's like no controversy. Yeah. She went through years and years and decades without controversy and just did a great job. You cannot be disrespectful to her. And I think Meghan was very disrespectful to her. Very, very disrespectful.
Oh, I think, up until her death, I think she was the most popular human being in the world.
Yeah.
I think the respect she commanded...
I would say that is true.
...throughout the Commonwealth.
Politicians like Keir Starmer often dodge tough topics, tiptoeing around public opinion to avoid backlash. They're afraid of offending anyone, but Trump? He couldn't care less. That's exactly why so many respect him, even those who don't agree with everything he says. Trump speaks the truth, plain and simple. In the UK, that blunt honesty is a breath of fresh air. Many Brits feel their leaders have become too soft, unwilling to challenge Meghan and Harry's behavior. Trump, however, isn't afraid to call them out loud and clear, which is why so many Brits are siding with him over their own politicians now. If Trump is right about Meghan and Harry, what happens next? Prince Harry might have a serious problem on his hands, and this time Meghan can't fix it. Trump just dropped a warning that could change everything for Harry's life in the US. In his memoir Spare, Harry openly admitted to past drug use, cocaine, magic mushrooms, marijuana. The catch? U.S. immigration laws require full honesty on visa applications. If Harry left that out, it's a big deal. People have been denied entry or deported for much less.
Elected president again in the USA. Probably not top of his agenda right now, but do you think that this could mean something for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? I mean, will it implicate them in whether they stay in America?
It is a real problem, yes, because suddenly America's become a much more hostile environment for Harry and Meghan now. Meghan is on record. She's criticised. She's said very unpleasant things about Donald Trump before she married Prince Harry, and there have been several statements from Mr. Trump and from members of his family that they're not big fans of Harry and Meghan either. So there's lots of questions, and I think it's a worrying time for Harry and Meghan.
And Charlotte, do you think he'll be keeping his head down a little bit as a result of the election?
He'll be definitely keeping his head down and burying it in the sand, and possibly even running away to Portugal, where he's got a new house, as you revealed. Because I just think that house in Portugal is going to come in very...
Trump is making it crystal clear. If Harry wasn't truthful about his past, there will be no special treatment, no royal privilege, no celebrity pass. If Trump wins re-election, Harry could face serious consequences, including being forced out of the US. Think about it, Meghan pushed him to leave the UK, and now he might not even be able to stay in America. If that happens, where would he go next? And would Meghan stick around if things got tough? The tension between Meghan Markle and Donald Trump goes way back. Long before she became a duchess, Meghan publicly trashed Trump, calling him misogynistic and divisive during the 2016 election. When 2020 rolled around, Meghan and Harry hinted at supporting Biden, making their political stance clear. Trump never forgot, responding with a brutal one-liner, "I wish Harry luck, he's going to need it. Since then, the feud has only grown bigger and nastier. Trump has taken every opportunity to call Meghan out, describing her as controlling, disrespectful, and bad for Harry. Unlike other politicians, Trump doesn't back down. Every time Meghan and Harry make a move, Trump has something to say, and let's be honest, people love it.so. Where does this end? With Trump re-elected, will the Sussexes face even bigger problems, or is this just the beginning of something bigger? Well, Donald Trump just threw down the ultimate challenge, one Meghan never saw coming. When asked if he'd debate Meghan, Trump didn't hesitate. "I'd love to debate her." No doubt, no hesitation, just pure confidence. Now, here's the real question, would Meghan even dare? Trump is known for dominating in debates. He interrupts, calls people out, and isn't afraid to go personal. Meghan, on the other hand, is used to controlled interviews where she's praised, not challenged. A real debate would be a whole different game.
Harry is whipped. Do you know the expression? I'm not a fan of Meghan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. And I wasn't right from the beginning. I've been a very good predictor, as you know, and I think he's an
Could
embarrassment.
a debate with Donald Trump help Meghan Markle? Her career has been struggling, Spotify and Netflix deals fell apart, and public support isn't what it used to be. Could this be her chance for a comeback, or would it completely backfire? One thing's for sure, if a debate ever happened, it would be absolute chaos. But is Meghan brave enough to accept? Trump didn't hold back in his criticism, calling out Meghan's disrespect toward the Queen, slamming Harry for being controlled, and even warning that Harry's future in the US might be in jeopardy. And here's the thing, most Brits agree with him. Trump is saying what many in the UK have felt for years. Meghan and Harry turned their backs on the monarchy, hurt their family, and now expect no consequences. The Queen was deeply affected in her final years, and King Charles is dealing with the fallout. Harry might soon face a harsh reality in the U.S. too.
And staying with President Trump, the commander-in-chief is being urged to release Prince Harry's immigration files. The British royal's immigration status was an issue during the president's recent campaign, and he promised to take action against Prince Harry for failing to disclose his past drug use on the visa application. Now, applications for visas or green cards require candidates to honestly disclose their history of drug use, and a failure calls for strict action, including even expulsion. Now, as President Trump begins delivering on his promises of firing DEI hires and rounding up illegal migrants, is Prince Harry's deportation next?
So, what happens next? Will Meghan and Harry fight back? Will Trump keep turning up the heat? One thing's for sure, the battle isn't over. Do you agree with Trump's comments? Drop your thoughts below, and let's talk about it.